Are you waiting on something? I know I am. And the truth is, when we're waiting, we can get discouraged. We want to quit, but don't quit yet. Today's episode is going to change the game. My name is Ingrid Romero, and welcome to another episode of Growing Healthy Lives with Dr. Billy Doray. All right, Billy, did you know we have listeners?
We have listeners.
We have listeners, and we have listeners that sometimes send in questions or comments that they want us to talk about.
I love it.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got one today,
All right.
and I think it's a really, it's a topic that not only is good for discipleship, but I bet it applies to every single person out there.
Yeah. I know where you're going, but yes, it does apply.
It just applies. So let me ask it in the form of a question.
Yeah.
Why do we have to wait as disciples? What is the purpose of waiting?
Yeah. Are you waiting for God to do something in your life? Every hand goes up. Every hand goes up.
Right.
There's always something that
Totally.
you are needing God to do, or somehow God's working in your life. And yes, there's a lot of waiting. Why do we have to wait for a baby to be born? Why is there processes, right?
He is a God of process, right?
Yeah, why do we have to wait for the second coming?
Seriously.
There's a big process
Come,
that
Lord
God's
Jesus,
doing, right?
come.
Everything's waiting. Are you waiting for God to do something and getting frustrated? This episode's for you.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think there's, in the waiting, like if I was just waiting for an hour or two, probably be okay. But when I'm contending.
Yeah, unless you're in traffic, then you're...
Fair enough. That's a good one. Fair enough, especially around here.
Yeah.
But when I'm contending for days, weeks, months, or even years, right? And you and I've talked about this, but there is biblical evidence that you are not the only one that's had to wait for years. And maybe that's the right place to start.
Yeah, you're definitely not years. I think God develops us over the course of years. And a lot of times we're waiting, and God's timetable is not our timetable. He seems to do things usually when you're right at the end of totally giving up.
Right.
And there's like this breakthrough that tends to happen. But there's lessons that are learned along the way of waiting.
Yeah.
And
the character building, if you will.
I think so. Yeah, definitely character building. And I think if those lessons are not learned, you're probably going to end up waiting longer. For example, the children, the Hebrews, when they were delivered out of Egypt, I don't think it was God's intent originally for them to be wandering, waiting to enter the promised land, but they're doing motion in the process. Waiting's not passive. So first you got to know that. Waiting is not passive.
You're not sitting on your hands like, okay.
Waiting is not sitting. Yeah. Waiting's not sitting. Waiting's not passive. Waiting is being faithful, doing what you know God's called you to do until that door of opportunity opens. So no matter how long that door of opportunity takes, I know what His will is for my life. His will is for me to walk in character, to trust Him as a father, relinquish control, to surrender to Him, to die to my flesh, to work out these character issues. The problem is we confuse God's will with direction and not character.
Oh, well, see, you just did it again.
There's the,
You just did it again. We confuse God's will
with direction.
Wow. Did you get that? Write that down.
Yeah.
Because that is, I'm just taking stock in my own head right now. Like, that's what we're asking for. We're asking for direction.
Yeah. Usually when you say, God, show me your will, It's usually always in the aspect of, I need direction. So do you pray this? God, show me your will if I'm supposed to take this job or that job.
Yeah.
God, show me your will if I'm supposed to go on this date or that date. Show me your will if I'm supposed to do this or that. And I'm not saying that's all entirely wrong, but there's way more merit in the scripture for praying to know His will, which is always in alignment with His character. I pray that you would be filled with the knowledge of His will, Colossians chapter 1. I pray that you would be filled with the knowledge of His will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, And what's the purpose? So you can walk worthy of the calling that you received, knowing that you're seated with him in the heavenly places.
Yeah.
Therefore, put to death the misdeeds of the body.
Right.
His will is for you to put to death those things of character flaws, which we would call sanctification.
Yeah. Yeah.
So knowing God's will is mostly in the scripture about walking in character, knowing the will of God for how to live in this situation when it is hard. Mm-hmm. Not show me your will how to get out of the situation. Show me your will for how to live in this situation.
To endure with faith.
As I wait upon you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? I'm waiting for God to do an opportunity to open up. But in the waiting, we got to stay faithful to the Lord. And it's a crushing pain sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, there's levels of sorts of what we're waiting for. Some of us are waiting for really hard things, grievous things to kind of come to fruition.
For the season to end. Yeah.
Totally.
Waiting for the season to end.
But I think it's interesting. I think it's in Isaiah 40 where it talks about those who wait on the Lord will be strengthened.
Yeah. Mount up like wings.
On wings like eagles, right?
And soar. Yeah.
And so one of the promises he makes us as we wait is to strengthen us for that.
Yeah. So like before I entered full-time ministry, I did a lot of waiting. That didn't mean that I was sitting doing nothing. It meant I'm going to keep being faithful and faithful until the door opens up. And when the door opens up, I'll walk through it. But until then, I'm going to wait on the Lord. I'm going to continue to be faithful with his will, not for direction. Or maybe we can redefine direction. Yeah. Instead of direction on this place or that place, direction with how to live in God's will. So Lord, I want my direction of where I'm living. Is my direction facing you, or is my direction not facing you?
That's great. That's
being
great.
A part of his will. Yeah. And so I think waiting on the Lord, think about how frustrating it would have been for Jesus, the one who created everything, spoken word in Genesis, right, is born in a manger, and he has to wait on childhood development.
He's got to be a teenager.
He's got to wait through getting his voice changed through puberty.
Never thought about that.
He's got to wait in his 20s. Mm-hmm. He's got to wait until, boom, 30. But was he doing nothing in the waiting? Was he just saying, nope, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing? No, he was seeking God. He was studying. He was showing himself approved. He was growing in wisdom and stature.
That's right. That's what it says.
And so he was honoring his parents. He was doing things that he was supposed to do as he was waiting for the fullness of time to happen for him to step in and start doing the ministry.
I think one of the things that just struck me as you said that is, as he was waiting in the shadow of what the promise was. Yes. Right? So he's received the promise.
He knows what his mission is.
He knows what it is. It's not time yet. It hasn't been released yet. But what he's acting in and how he's living is as if. As if. And I think that's maybe part of what you're calling out, because there is this part of this when we're waiting, like what is the as if?
And we're always waiting for something.
It's true.
There's always something you're always waiting for a breakthrough, what most people say, the waiting always develops character. The waiting always develops perseverance. Mm-hmm. The waiting, this is where God wants you to get in the waiting. The waiting always results in, if you do it, God's will in the waiting, surrendering. Yeah. Surrendering the very promise he gave you. And so, like, you think of Moses, he had to wait. Yeah. 40 years. You think of Joshua, he had to wait underneath the leadership of Moses. Mm-hmm. And then he had to wait it out when the first generation all died in their unbelief. Yeah. But Joshua wanted to go forward in faith. He had to wait. David had to wait to be king after he was already declared to be king by the prophet Samuel. And we're talking about years, Ingrid.
Yeah, decades even.
Decades.
Yeah.
You look at Noah. I want you to build a boat.
I love this story.
God doesn't tell him how long it's going to take.
Right.
And God doesn't give him every single detail. There are details, but he doesn't give him every single detail.
Right. Doesn't tell him when it's going to start raining.
Doesn't say exactly when.
Right.
Until right up to the time he's supposed to enter the ark. 100 years in the waiting. But what was he doing in the waiting? He was moving forward in faith.
As if this is going to take place. I don't know when, but I'm going to stay faithful with what I'm doing. Joseph, another guy in the Bible. Joseph knew he was going to... He's my hero, by the way. He's my hero.
Yeah, he has this ultimate promise over his life. And he has to wait in prison. And then he has to wait in a well before that. He has to wait in a well to be rescued out of a well.
Yeah.
And then he has to wait in a dungeon.
I think it's the ultimate story because while he's waiting, the world around him actually looks opposite of the promise.
He's still doing ministry in the waiting.
Totally. And same as David, the promise, like the reality you're living in. So what do you do in those moments when the reality you're living in actually looks opposite of what God promised? Can you live as if?
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
Yeah. So the waiting requires perseverance. So Joseph could have quit.
Sure.
He could have said, Potiphar, I'm not meant to do this.
Yeah.
But no, he was being faithful with what he was supposed to do for that assignment. So wherever you're listening to, don't pray for the season to end. Pray for perseverance to get through the season, knowing God deeper and better and having a better trust in him, because ultimately, I trust you, God.
Yeah.
He wants to develop that trust. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Trust in him.
Yeah.
So he's going to direct your steps if you trust in him. So direction in God's will.
Yeah.
I would say the waiting for whatever that thing is more of the direction that you're wanting to go in. But the character development in living out God's will is for everyday life.
That's so good. Would you say, in your experience, has there ever been a time when you felt God say, you can stop asking me for that? You can stop contending for that?
I don't know. That's a great question. It's a reflective question.
Yeah. I'm asking it to the world.
Stop asking me for that.
And I say that because I think sometimes, and this I think is where the question kind of came from, like, I've been contending for a long time. Do I need to keep contending? Do I know God has it a little bit? Like, there's a little bit of that, like, can I just trust God has it? I mean, I've got a situation in my life. I think God has it. I don't know what, maybe I would say it this way. Maybe this is what it is. The way I pray changes.
There you go. I would say the way I pray
maybe
changes.
That's it.
So you go from eventually, oh God, I need you, to, oh God, I trust you. And this is what David teaches us in the Psalms. I just taught this to our church, is David developed an unshakable trust in the Lord. Part of how he did that was that he thanked him in advance and remembered God's faithfulness of the past. And so, Lord, I thank you that just like I was able to defeat, the lion, just like I was able to defeat the bear.
Yes.
Lord, I thank you that you got me in this next assignment.
Yes.
And so you're going to see me through it. And God, I trust. In God, I trust. He's my refuge. He's my shelter. God, in you, I trust. When my soul is afraid, I still cry out to you, Lord. You, I will trust. Sometimes you got to speak it because you're not going to feel it.
Amen, right?
And so that would be the strengthening thing. So if you're waiting for something, you're waiting for a breakthrough, you're waiting for a door of opportunity to happen, and you felt like God promised you this, you need to know that he takes decades sometimes for that promise to be revealed to the world or to be revealed to you, that you can step into it. And what he's doing in the decades is he's developing that character.
Yeah.
So when you step into whatever it is that he has for you, you're able to lift up whatever that weight is of responsibility.
Be able to hold it. Well, I'd love to, maybe between the two of us, I have a verse in mind that I want to share with everyone that has encouraged me in the weight. I'm sure you've got one too. I'll give you a second to find one. I'll share mine.
Go for it.
But my verse, for anyone that's in the waiting right now, this verse has just been for years, for decades, to be honest. I've come back to it time and time again. And it's in a very hidden book called Habakkuk, and it's chapter 2, and it starts in verse 2. So I'll read it to you. It says, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. I'm going to come back to that. Verse 3, for still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. And so my encouragement to you, number one, is though it tarries, wait for it, because it is sure. But I love what he says in verse 2. Write the vision, make it plain, so he may run who reads it, which I think is some of what you've been sharing. Like when I write, this is what God has promised, and it's written here, and I can see it, and I believe that strengthens me when my hope falters, which is a normal part of waiting. Like hope will falter. So how do we get stronger? Well, let's remember, like David did, but let's remember not only what God has done, but what God has said.
Remember what God has said. And I echo that, because in my office or at my house, I have these binders of what God has spoken to me through other people in a prophetic sense. And I've written all those down. I've prayed through them. Every once in a while, I go back and I revisit. I wrote down the vision all the way in age 16. I knew I was supposed to be in ministry at age 16. Now, the roadway to get there, right? Decades. Right. My friends are in ministry. Some of them are retiring from ministry. I'm just entering into ministry.
Crazy.
So the thing is, it's the decades of what God's doing in it. But if I didn't write it down, how easily I would forget.
So good.
And so when you write it down, you can encourage yourself in the Lord. And that's what David did. He continually spoke to his soul. He would say, why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God. Put your trust in God. And I think in the waiting, you get discouraged. People get discouraged.
It's normal.
It's part of the process. But if you can thank God in the waiting, and if you can, I surrender, not give up, but surrender the thing of what he promised you to him and say, God, no matter what, you are with me right here. I'm in your will.
It's good.
And if you're seeking him, you're in his will. That his will is for you to seek him. His will is for you to bear fruit in every season of your life. And so I would encourage you, do not lose heart. Do not lose hope. Sometimes you got to speak to your soul and say, why so downcast? Why am I going to be so downcast today? No, I'm going to put my trust in God. In the waiting, I'm going to trust in you, and you're going to see me through it, God.
So encouraging.
Yes.
So encouraging. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so if you're waiting on the Lord, I get it. We're all waiting for something. And sometimes the pressure gets really intense. It's because he's forging a diamond out of you. And so I want to encourage you as he's chiseling away and he's refining some things in your life. I don't know why he chooses heat to refine gold. And I don't know why he makes diamonds out of pressure. And I don't know why pearls are found at the depths of the ocean, hidden away in a clam's mouth, but God's doing something with you in the hidden place. And so don't be discouraged, be encouraged, encourage your soul. God's doing his will in your life right now in the waiting. So don't lose hope.
I love it. You are not far from him. You are very close to him if you're waiting.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Billy. And thank you. I hope you were encouraged today like I was. This has been another episode of Growing Healthy Lives, where true discipleship makes for real transformation. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode.